Making your rain garden the proper size is a very important step. The size of the garden is determined by how much impervious surface, such as a rooftop or a driveway, drains to the area where you'd like your garden. We have a few steps to help you figure out how this works. First, you'll need to determine how much roof or driveway actually drains to the area where you want the garden. So in our particular example, we can see that the roof, approximately this wide, drains down through one gutter downspout to this point. So we know that that entire area of roof should be factored into our calculation. So another way to look at this is to look at it from above. So we know that the area from the edge of the roof to the ridge line, and then this wide, will need to be factored into this equation. So this area is approximately 20 feet by 29 feet. Now you won't need to get up on your roof to figure out these measurements. This can easily be done with a tape measure from the ground, measuring how wide that area is, and then from the edge of the house to the ridge point. So our first area is 580 square feet. We have another small area here that's about 90 square feet. And then also we have an area of driveway that's about 10 feet by 29 feet, or 290 square feet, that will be draining to the area where we want our garden. So the next step will be to add up all those areas. So these numbers total up to about 960 square feet. So a rain garden is typically sized to contain 1 inch of rainfall in a depression that's 6 inches deep. So to calculate the best rain garden size, we'll divide that 960 square feet by 6, and we get about 160 square feet. It's up to you how you'd like to size that garden, if you'd like to make it a 10 by 16 rectangle or an oval roughly that size. That's totally up to you, as long as the square footage adds up to roughly this amount. So this is the area where we're going to be installing our rain garden today. Behind me you can see where the pipe comes in underneath the driveway. We've already started excavating the channel for that water to get down into the garden. So we figured out how big this garden needs to be. It needs to be about 160 square feet based on the driveway and the roof area that feed into it. So what we're going to do next is mark out the area where we'd like to start excavating the garden. So if you remember, our rain garden for this particular spot needed to be about 160 square feet. So if we measure out a rough dimension for this, we'll see that it's about 10 feet in from the driveway here, and where the tape measure ended up over here was about 16 feet. So we had marked out our initial line and then took a look at the garden and said, you know what, it probably would look a little nicer if we made it a little bit bigger here to fit into the site where we're having it. So it's no harm to make the garden a little bigger. It's a little more cost for some extra plants. Might be a little bit extra work to dig out the soil. So you'll need to make that choice for yourself, whether you can make a garden a little bit bigger. But for this particular spot, we chose to go a little bit bigger to make it fit in more aesthetically to the site.